button.
You have to push the button.
Yes, I sure got my cardio in today.
Good thing you don't have to push that button like every time you talk, like out in life. Okay, quiet on the set. Here we go.
I mean, like when I was 3, I was molested. Experimenting with substances was my way of escaping from the guilt and shame from that. Well, I mean, I got to the point to where I wasn't able to walk. I had a yeast infection in my spine. My skin and eyes were jaundiced. I lost custody of my daughter and was evicted from my home, so I needed to find a new way to live.
All right, that was tonight's guest, Austin Greene. My name is Daniel Unmanageable. This is Hard Knox Talks, coming at you from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Treaty 6 territory, traditional homeland of the Métis people. Let's bring in Austin. What's up, man? Oh, I gotta turn the music down. I knew this was gonna happen. Hang on. I'm just gonna turn this music off. There, let's try that again. How's it going, man?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm doing well. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, I am just going to turn you up now. Of course, this is when all of the things go sideways. Give me 1 minute here. I am going to turn you up. If I can remember how. Let's just see here. One more thing to go. See, it doesn't seem to matter. It always goes sideways when we're live. Here we go. Now I can turn you up. Now try.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you a bit better, yeah. Is there...
All right.
So let's try this again. Is there anything that you'd like to say before we get started tonight?
No, I don't think so.
All right, man, let's jump in. All right, so we've got Nick Hall chiming in already saying, "You got this, bud. Proud of you." You know Nick Hall?
Yeah, it was my therapist when I was in sober living.
Oh, right on, Nick. Well, we're always happy to see service providers here. Welcome, welcome. Before we officially jump in here, I'd just like to let our viewers and listeners know that tonight's live production is premier sponsored by Prairie Sky Recovery Center in Leipzig, Saskatchewan. All right, Austin. Let's start from the beginning. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up?
Well, I mean, well, of course, I was molested at 3 years old. I had a good childhood, though. I mean, my parents were together. Really, I didn't really go without. Both my parents were in my life or whatever, so it was when I turned when I got older, I overheard a conversation about my uncle molested me, and it was instantly like every detail from that situation resurfaced. And not long after that, I started experimenting with drugs to escape from that and deal with my guilt and shame that I had developed from that.
Was there any drinking at home?
I mean, not really. I mean, my parents did drink once in a while, but it wasn't most of the time. They'd go to bars and stuff on the weekends.
Mm-hmm. So, tell us a little bit about, like, okay, so you overheard this conversation. Do you remember the conversation? Like, do you remember when, like, was it like the thoughts just like came back into your head all of a sudden, or was it like, did it take some time to fully understand the memories that you were having?
No, I think it was, for the longest time, I believed it was like a reoccurring dream. And when I overheard the conversation, it was just like a ton of bricks hit me. I remembered everything instantly.
Oh, okay. So it was like you had the memories, but you didn't think they were real.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. So help us understand, 11 years old, and you hear these things. And you say you turned to substances to cope. If there wasn't a lot of drinking or substance use in the house, where did you turn to find your substances?
My older cousin.
Okay. And was he in the home?
No, but he was over there a lot. Like, we were more like brothers, more sibling-like than cousins, really.
Mm-hmm. How was school? Did you make friends easy?
I mean, I had a certain group of people that I hung out with. If it wasn't in that certain group, usually I felt like I was being bullied, though.
Mm-hmm. And were you 11 years old when you first got high? Like, how old were you the first time you got high?
I believe I was 11 when I started with the marijuana and then drinking every now and then.
Mm-hmm. How long was it until it was until you were all in?
Well, I tried meth for the first time when I was 13, and that's really when my addiction started to get bad.
Mm-hmm. Did you graduate?
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. So, how did your parents deal with this? Like, did they find out right away, or did you keep it from them for a while? Like, were you still living at home at this time? Like at when you 13, 14, 15?
I mean, I think it was like what every parent doesn't want to see their children doing wrong. I think they might have seen the signs or whatever, but I don't think they wanted to believe it.
Oh yeah. So, okay, what then? You drop out of school. Are you still living at home when you drop out?
Yeah.
What did your parents say about that?
I mean, they wasn't happy with it at all. They didn't agree with it really.
Mm-hmm. How did you get a job? Like, how did you support yourself? How did you support your habit?
I started working at a factory, but I mean that didn't last long because of my addiction.
Mm-hmm. So, tell us, like, when did it start to go sideways for you? Like
I'd say
you're
honestly,
living at home and you're working and then you lose your job. Help us understand what that was like when you lost your job. Did you leave home at any point? Like, did you end up homeless or get your own place?
not until later on,
Mm-hmm.
not until right before I got clean.
Oh, so you lived at home the entire time?
Yes.
Holy cow! You're 28 now, hey? Okay. Um. So where can we go from here? Now you were a. How old were you when you became a father?
19,
Okay. Where did you meet
19
her?
years
Where
old.
did you meet his mom?
We actually went to school together.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what it was like after you dropped out. Like, hang on a sec. Pardon?
Did she know that he was struggling with substances at the time, or was she somehow oblivious to that?
Dawn is off to the side here.
Uh, we're talking about my mother's or my daughter's mother, right?
Yeah, correct.
Uh, I mean, she knew at that time it was alcohol, so I'd get violent, and me and her would argue all the time. But I was trying to hide it to the best of my ability, which didn't really work out. But
Mm-hmm. So you became a single father at one point.
yes,
Can you tell us the circumstances around that?
um, I think after trying to like basically believing that I could quit using. After that, after she finally gave up the thought of that, I think was when she finally gave up and moved on.
So she wasn't using,
No,
and but you still ended up with the daughter.
yeah, I mean, well, To my knowledge, like I never knew for a fact that she was using. I had my suspicions, just by the way that she acted, but
Mhm.
to my knowledge, I don't really know for sure.
Mhm. Okay. Well, it there was a point where you started to get sick. Now, your daughter was living at home with you
Yes,
at your parents' house.
yes.
How were your parents handling all of this? Like what like did they try to get involved? Did they ever try to get you into treatment or any kind of counseling or anything?
I don't really know that they knew a whole lot about the benefits from treatment at that time. Um, it wasn't until later that they were pushing for that.
Okay. And what about like I mean in the intro there you talked about um health problems and stuff. When did those start surfacing?
It was like 2018, not long after I got released from prison.
Mm-hmm. How'd you end up in prison?
Um, well, I was on misdemeanor probation. I don't really know if you know what that is.
Not really.
Uh, no.
No, no, please tell us though.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was on misdemeanor probation. I didn't check in to do my drug test, and I had a warrant for my arrest. So, and I was going to get my next fix, and the cops clocked me going 105. I don't know if you know what 105 miles per hour,
That's fast.
in a 35 mile and a 35 mile per hour zone.
That's really fast. We use kilometers
Yeah,
up here, and that's a lot
yeah,
of I think 100 miles an hour is like 180 kilometers an hour, something like that. That's really fast. You must have really wanted that fix.
yeah. And they ended up clocking me though, and I knew that I had a warrant and didn't have a driver's license, so my first instinct was just to hit the gas and take off, and I ended up getting in trouble for that.
So you were already going 105, and then they turned the
Yes,
lights on, and then you went faster.
yeah.
So what? How did they catch you? Did you finally just like this is crazy? I have to stop, or how did that end?
I mean, I pulled into a driveway and got out and thinking I was going to get away on foot, but
Was it your
I
dealer's
didn't have a
house where
cell
you're like,
phone.
I'm here, I need my shit right now. Cops are after me.
No, it was just some random older fella. It was his like a wood shop or whatever. I ran by there to use his cell phone to try to contact someone to come get me, and he called the cops right after I left. So
you you walked in there. Was it the middle of the day?
yeah, I think it was early in the afternoon. I can't
Did
remember the exact time. It was still early.
did you just like walk in there just like all casual? It's like you like come ripping up 100 miles an hour. You walk. Oh hey, can I use your cell phone?
I mean that's how I imagined it in my mind, but I'm sure I was breathing all heavy and looked super suspicious. So
Yeah. So so what finally did it for you? Like um where did you end up where you're like finally like I need to make a better decision here now? And did you try on your own previous times before it actually stuck, or like tell us a little bit about the process of actually quitting?
I mean, it was more of the thoughts of wanting to try on my own. I never could bring myself to actually go through with it. So it wasn't too serious until all the health problems and being evicted from my home when it was starting to get colder outside, and then losing custody of my daughter.
Now you said evicted from your home. Are you talking about your parents' home or had you moved out at that time?
No, I was living with my mother still. My landlord had went and contacted the police department, and they went and changed the locks on me
So
at
you
my
were living
mother's house.
so your mom got you kicked out.
No, it wasn't my mom. My landlord basically told my mom that I had to leave or she was going to lose the house pretty much. I think's what it was.
So what were you doing that like led the landlord to say that? Like what happened? Were you causing problems?
I mean, at the time, I didn't think I was, but I think that's what it had to have been. I feel like the neighbors may have seen some of the crazy activity going on at the house and made reports to the landlord about it.
Like crazy activity. What are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, I know there was a certain situation where um, the neighbors caught me outside in the grass, or outside on my hands and knees in the grass, eating grass, acting like I was a cow or something. So,
Well, at least you weren't vacuuming the lawn.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so when you get evicted, what was that like for you? Like you were evicted and then they took your daughter, or did you get evicted and they it was sort of like one foul swoop? And where did you go when you
I'd
got kicked
actually,
out?
I lost custody of my daughter before, like a few months prior to that, and it was more of the past situations with like her. You could just tell that she wanted her father's attention, like wanted his love, like like she wanted it. And then the health problems, and then being evicted, and me not having nowhere else to go. My grandma and my mother actually told me that detox was the only option I had to go to a detox program.
Did you?
Yeah, I went to a detox program, and then that's when my daughter, like, I didn't want to get out of the car when I got there. My mom took me all the way up there, and I was just refusing to get out of the car. And then my daughter asked me, please go so you can go get better. And I think that was what stuck to my mind.
Yeah. How old was she at the time?
I believe she was 6 years old.
Yeah. So, and was that it? That's the day you went into detox and you've been sober ever since, or is there more to the story?
Well, I went to detox, and my intentions was to just get off the opiates and get to the withdrawals. And I was going to go back out and start shooting drugs that didn't really produce a withdrawal, like say fentanyl or something like that. I planned on just doing
Fentanyl
them.
produces a wicked
Yes,
withdrawal. Believe me, I know
yeah.
this.
I thought I was going to be able to successfully shoot meth after getting off the heroin or the fentanyl, and um, 2 weeks after I had left treatment with that plan laid out, I ended up getting arrested, and they court ordered me back to treatment.
So there's a comment here from Carla Kellis. It sounds like someone that you know. Carla says his addiction made us not allow his daughter to see him any longer. Who's Carla?
Yes, that's my aunt. That's
Your
my
aunt?
aunt.
Oh, we love
Yes.
it. Thank you, aunt, family, everyone who's watching. We appreciate it when the family join the conversation. Man, we've got service providers, we've got family. You've got a lot of support, man, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. So tell us more. We've been only at this 18 minutes. Let's see, where can we go? So the what? Oh, right. So when you went to detox, you got out, you started using crystal meth. Now,
Yeah.
when did the health problems start manifesting? Was that during this time where you were having the yeast infections in your spine and all of these things?
That was actually before I went to the detox the first time.
Okay. So tell us, and maybe you already mentioned it and I missed it because I was trying to read a comment or something, because that happens. I squirrel out. You got out, you got on meth. Where did your life go after that?
After getting or leaving the detox and doing the meth,
Yeah.
I mean, I went straight to jail like right after that.
So they caught you with meth, or was that when the high speed chase happened?
No, they didn't. It was actually I got into an argument with my ex-girlfriend, and someone called the cops, and they arrested me for domestic violence for that.
Okay. And that's not your child's mother. That's someone else.
No, yes, that's someone else.
So tell us what it was like going to jail.
Which time?
So was it like I mean you started using meth, you went and got arrested, and you're in jail now. Are you still using in jail, or is this where you start to have a moment of clarity?
You talking about the very last time I went to jail?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think that's where I started to have a moment of clarity. I mean, I did most of my final detox in that jail for that the period of 8 days that I was in there, and ended up getting COVID. So, I mean, it was pretty brutal. It was definitely plenty of time for me to reflect on my actions and what I wanted to do from there on out.
Mm-hmm. So what did you want to do?
I mean, I wanted, I guess, to like achieve sobriety and be able to maintain it.
Mm-hmm. And how when you got out, was there any like services offered to you? Did the prison say like, here, call this person, or maybe attend this programming or anything like that? Like, what did you do when you stepped out? Were you happy to get out, or were you scared? That's a good question.
I mean, I was definitely happy that they actually offered me a court order back to treatment. So that was one of the stipulations on me being released from jail that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess full of mixed emotions. Honestly, I guess is the best way I could describe it.
We're just gonna put some pictures on screen here of what you looked like toward the end of your using. There's that one. So you sent me these pictures today. How long ago were these pictures taken?
I think I sent you three of them.
Yeah.
I think two of them was taken within a few days apart about 2 years ago, and then I think they were all taken right around 2 years ago. Actually, the ones I sent you were actually
And you've been
somewhere around 2 years ago.
and you've been sober, you said about 22 months now, you said?
I just celebrated 21 months on the 21st.
Way to go, man. Um so tell us about getting out. You're in treatment. Are you happy to be there?
I mean, I tried to be as optimistic as possible. Yeah, I mean, um, well, actually, my charge, it was my second domestic violence, so it was technically a felony. So I was on my way back to prison. And when I went to court, they lowered it to lesser charges and allowed me to go to treatment. So I felt blessed. I mean, I felt like I was pretty optimistic about the situation. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely got lucky.
Did you do the work? You know, like when I went to treatment, like I don't know about where you went to treatment, but where I went to treatment is a place called Pine Lodge, and they are very happy to let you know that what you're thinking is probably wrong and you need to do things differently. Like,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, was it a 12-step program that you were in treatment with?
I'm not really sure. I believe it was a 12-step program. I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it had been because we did different packets on the step each week. So I mean, I guess it was something like a 12-step program.
They didn't say it was the 12 steps, or were you still like in the fog? Because I only remember pieces of when I was in treatment, man. I was still like, I'm pretty sure I was still high when I walked in the front door. I mean, I wasn't, but like, you know how it is. The fog
Yeah,
doesn't clear for a while.
yeah. I think it was I think I was still in that mindset where it was just getting used to feeling emotions for the first time. So
Yeah.
I believe it was a 12-step program.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was, it seems to be working.
Yeah.
So when it was time to leave treatment, like for me, when it was time for me to leave treatment, I didn't want to go. I was afraid to walk out the door, because you build that little safe bubble, right? Where you get, like, you make a few friends in there and you have a few really big laughs, and it's your safe little place. They tell you to get up, they tell you to make your bed and all that. What was it like for you getting out, and who picked you up from treatment?
I actually decided after like a week of being there, 2 weeks of being there, that I was going to go to a sober living facility immediately after treatment.
Mm-hmm. Good call. And did family come and meet with you and take you there, or did you just get a bus there, or how did that work?
It was one of the I don't know what exactly his position was. He worked at the sober living facility and like picked up the treatment or the clients that completed treatment and took them, and they did their intake and all that.
Mm-hmm. Were your family talking to you at this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the majority of my relationships, I was able to build back that little glimmer of trust while I was in treatment.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, sober living, how long were you in sober living for?
From April 1st until toward the end of October of last year.
Was your daughter, like you said that your daughter was taken, now was she like taken by the ministry? Now we call it the ministry up here. I don't know what you call it, maybe Child and Family Services. But was it a challenge to see your daughter when you left treatment?
No, I mean, I was lucky enough. I had a family member step up and get a home evaluation or whatever it's called for her to be able to get temporary custody of my daughter. So I was lucky to have that.
Who's Pastor Skip? We got a comment
I'm
here
not
saying,
sure.
"Hi, Pastor Skip." You don't know?
I have no clue.
Well, we
Gotta
don't
be
either.
you.
It's not me. It's not me. I've never been called. I've been called a lot of things, but Pastor Skip is not one of them. So hopefully Anna Elizabeth can tell us who Pastor Skip is. Sometimes comments come in, like if we'll get like oh, okay, it's her pastor. Well, yeah. Oops. So now when I was in my sober, I was in a sober living house too, and I was there for just about a year, and I started getting supervised access. Like I could see my son every a couple hours. I could see like once a week, twice a week, and it started getting more and more and more. Was it like that for you, where you could like have supervised access? And like, I don't know, tell us a little bit about what it was like being reintegrated into the role of a father.
I mean, I guess there was them things to watch out for my family. As far as like every other weekend, I would get passes and I would come home and stay with my daughter. So
Okay.
it was pretty much every other weekend. I mean, as soon as I started getting the passes and on the weekends in sober living.
Mm-hmm. And was that like, did you have to take drug tests?
While I was in sober living or
Yeah.
for the visitation. Yeah, I took 3 of them a week while I was in sober living.
3 a week. Holy cow. I
Yes.
only had to take 1 a week. I guess I wasn't as bad as you.
You can tell yourself that, but
Yeah, no, I probably was. I was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But so how did you go to meetings?
yeah, I was required to do 3 of them a week while I was in sober living.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you did, 3 a week?
I mean, I think I did like 4. It might have been 3 or 4 we were required to do because I believe I did 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about your experience walking into the rooms of recovery, into the fellowships. What was that like for you? Did it give any value, or did you hate it, or what?
I mean, the first time I done it, I didn't know what to expect. I think as far as everyone, you think they're all on drugs. There's no way that they're this happy
Yeah.
and laughing because of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But after doing a few of them, I definitely enjoyed. I feel like it had like a
Oh,
came with it.
you glitched out there for a sec.
It had like a replenishing feeling that came with it. Like, I don't know, it just made you feel. I don't know how to explain it. I guess I don't even know. I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, and I know that too. Like I'm a program guy myself. Like I was, they say do 90 meetings in 90 days, and I think I did like 160 in 90 days. Like I didn't have anything else to do. Like so, I was in this sober living house, and I had my son, and we would go to the gym, and we would go swimming, and we would do all these things. But like other than that, I didn't have anything to do. So I went to meetings. It gave me something to do. How did you fill your days when you were in the sober living house?
I was actually able to get like we had two groups for 3 hours a day. We had one group two. We had two groups a week for 3 hours a day. It was on Thursdays and Fridays, and then like we had to do a morning meditation. And it wasn't long after that I ended up getting a job at a hardware store and was working Monday through Friday. So, and then I would go home from work and do groups and then go to a meeting. So, I mean, I was pretty, and then the weekends I would do passes and spend time with my daughter. So my schedule was pretty filled up at that time.
How was it? What was it like the first like few times that you saw your daughter in recovery? Like, surely that must have been intense for you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, all the times before when I was there, I was there physically maybe, but I wasn't there mentally. Like I was either preoccupied with something else at that time. So it was, I don't even know, it was enjoyable. Like it just gave me like a sense of fulfillment of being able to do things with my daughter again and
Mm-hmm.
not make up some excuses, whatever.
Yeah. See, with me, like I did my best because like my son was he was living with his papa and nana, grandpa and grandma, and my first visits, like I didn't get to go to their house. Like it was like that. My son had to come to a facility where I could spend time with him and under the supervision of a social worker. And I was like, I was making so sure that I was doing everything I could to make sure that my son was having a good time. Like it was like I was putting on a show, but then suddenly that show turned into like actual fun for me. Like, so like, can you relate to that? Like, were you like trying to put on a show for your parents or whoever family was watching you?
I mean, at the time, well, I did actually do supervised visits, and I had my daughter's brother and sister was there as well, and the mother she wouldn't be at the meeting or at the visitation sometimes, or actually quite a bit of the time. So it was three children at a time trying to entertain, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I feel like you just know when someone's watching too. That definitely gives you something to
Yeah.
like a motivation to do it, and
Yeah.
then you
Then
have
you're
fun
like,
doing it.
what are they writing? Cause they'll write shit down, right? Like they sit there and they write and like, you just want to read it. Like, what are they writing? Am I failing? Am I getting demerits? We got a comment coming in here from your grandmother saying, Candy Kellis, thank you for the comment. Thank you so much again for being here this evening. Candy says, I'm Austin's grandmother. Near the end, before he finally went to recovery, he would come to my house. Each time, I believed it would be the last time I would see him alive. He reminded me of commercials of the show The Living Dead. Since treatment, he has become Austin again. His sense of humor has always been kind of off the wall. And I've noticed that in our chats together in Messenger, we're just, yeah, you and me have similar fucked up sense of humors. So she goes on to say, during the drugs that disappeared. Now we have the comic back. I'm so proud of Austin and know just how determined he is with sobriety. Thank you, Candy, for that heartfelt comment. We appreciate that very much. Is there anything you'd like to say in response to that? Is there anything you'd like to say to any of your family or friends that might be watching?
I mean, I don't know. I think I tell them all the time. I don't feel like I could tell them enough though. Like, thank you for supporting me and seeing something in me, even when I couldn't see it myself.
Mm-hmm. You still have trouble seeing it some days?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but then I sit back and see all the support I have, and that makes it pretty obvious to me.
Mm-hmm. Did you stick with the program? Like, are you still going to meetings?
I mean, I don't do meetings like I should probably, or like I live in a small village, and I don't know. I mean, the Zoom meetings, maybe I just haven't given them a chance, but I just don't feel like it's as I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not as whatever as in person meetings, but there does come a time once in a while where I'm invited to come speak or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to do as many recovery events that's in the area as I possibly can.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for everyone. I know a fair amount of people now that didn't participate in the 12-step programs, and they seem to be doing just fine. So, I mean, this is not a 12-step platform. This is we found a safer way to live platform. So whatever that looks like for you, we're happy to hear about what worked and what didn't. So, how long was it until you had your daughter back in your life, like full time?
I mean, I still don't, like, my aunt still has custody of her, but
Mm-hmm.
I see her every day from school, or after school, and then every other weekend, I usually stay out in my aunt's camper with her.
Okay. Cool. Cause yeah, I see pictures of you with your daughter on Facebook and in some TikToks and stuff. And like, I don't know, man, she looks pretty happy to have her dad back. Have you ever had any conversations with her about what happened and what changed?
I mean, not like, I mean, I think she overhears me talking to other people about it. If she were to ask me anything, I would be totally honest and open with her about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really that she's got that curiosity of wanting to ask me questions about it though, really.
Mm-hmm. How old is she again?
She just turned 9 in September, on the 16th.
My boy's gonna turn 9 in November. So, man, if we were in the same town, we'd be bros. Fuck.
Yeah.
So tell us about life now. Like, I mean, what do you do these days when oh wait, hang on now. We got some comments coming in. We got Bronson Beatty. Beatty? Is that Beatty? Yeah. Beatty. Sorry, I'm terrible with name pronunciations. Bronson says, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep up the great progress and the good work. Love you. And we've got Carla saying he actually has her alone this whole weekend.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do?
I think she was referring to this weekend that just went past.
Oh yeah, had. Okay. Oh yeah, and you went camping, didn't you? Or was that last weekend you went camping?
We stayed at the camper last weekend. This weekend we went hiking and stuff like that on Saturday. So
what's that like? Like I know, like for me, like even to this day, like when I take my son out and we go out into the bush and we take the dog for a walk and we walk down by the river and stuff, like it's challenging for me to be in the moment, like my mind still likes to spin. I've got 5.5 years in sobriety now, and I still spin out. Like, do you find yourself struggling to stay present, like even in those moments with your daughter?
Yeah, I do. I think that happens with everything. I tend to get scatterbrained pretty
Squirrel
much.
out.
Yeah, squirrel out. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? Do you got a job or are you working?
I want to try to. I've been selling like prints of like nature prints, like photography, stuff like
You're a
that.
photographer.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think I've told you like 3 times, but it's cool.
I don't think you did. Don't be like that.
Way to call him out, man.
He didn't. He's look at him. You can tell he's full of shit. So, while we're talking about that, if somebody wants to support you and buy a print, where can they find them?
I actually have a photography page on Facebook. It's ARG Photography.
You want to search it up? Put it in the chat. Tag her in the chat. So what have you learned along the way? Like, you know, not only in your time using, but more specifically in your time in recovery, what have you learned about yourself along the way that you can turn to when you feel your thoughts go sideways?
I mean, I turn to humor a lot of times, even when I shouldn't. But as far as like, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's times I don't see something in myself that other people see, and when people message me asking me for advice, like at least one time every day, I feel like that lets me know that there has to be something I'm not seeing, I guess. So I don't know. I don't even think I answered the right question. I think I just made something up on the spot.
No, I think you're getting there. I mean, like, because I know for me, like when I'm feeling down about myself, or when I feel like I'm not where I think I should be at, or whatever, it never seems to fail that, like, we'll be in a restaurant or at a gas station or whatever, and someone will come up and be like, "Hey, I watched your show, man, and it's really helped me, or it's really helped my family member," or something like that. Like, do you ever get that? Like, do you ever notice that? Like, when you're feeling down or whatever, like someone will reach out to you on TikTok and be like, "Man, your shit helped me out."
Yeah, it's crazy. I do.
All right, we got you. Is that tagged? Yeah, we got you tagged. Crown Point, United States, Indiana. Is that right?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
That's the wrong one.
No, it should be. Yeah.
ARG Photography.
It's A.R.G.
A.R.G. Okay, don't go to that tag. Don't buy those pictures.
My mom might have just tagged me.
Oh, Jamie. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie got it up there. We appreciate you, Jamie. So it's a good thing you got lots of support. We got people buying the wrong pictures. But you go there and it's just like the weirdest pictures too.
Yeah, don't send them your money. Send me your money.
Yeah, there you go. See, there we go. Brutal honesty. So tell us about how you got started on TikTok. Because I mean, you blew up, man. Like, it's crazy. You've been not even a year and you're almost 100,000 followers.
Yeah, I think I was posting a lot of the videos on Facebook, and people told me that I should make a TikTok and post it on there. That they would probably do really well.
Mm-hmm. And when you say I'm not making, or the videos you're making, tell us a little bit about, like, your shorts, right? Short form content. Tell us about, like, the first few that you did that really blew up, because you mentioned one got 17 million views. Yeah.
What was the question again? I found out.
That's fine. I probably asked it shitty. Now I forget what the question was. Right. Tell us about your first your first few TikToks that really blew up. Like, what were they? Like, what inspired you to do that?
I don't know. I think just like when posting on Facebook about my recovery journey, and then people talking about how it helped them or whatever, and realizing that TikTok was a platform where I could reach people that I wasn't friends with, and my content was able to get pushed out and reach new viewers that might needed to see it. Once I got that mindset, I just continued to roll with it.
Mm-hmm. And it blew up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'm sort of, one thing that we should do is take a moment and we'll get some final thoughts out of you. But first, before we do that, we're going to hear a word from tonight's sponsors.
Now that I've left Prairie Sky, I just feel free from my addiction. Treatment saved my life. Prairie Sky Recovery saved my life.
So tonight's episode is also brought to you in part by Stronger Together Canada, peer-led support groups by Mums Stop the Harm, the Elizabeth Fry Society of Saskatchewan, and Naranon groups of Regina and Saskatoon. To learn more about our sponsors, get on our email list, check out our upcoming streams, and more, check out www.hardknockstalks.com. While you're there, help us support the platform and pick up some merch from the shot because it's amazing. So tell us about what life is like today. You are working, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing landscaping for my grandma these on the weekend. Well, not weekend, the pre-weekend, I guess, Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then just selling the prints, the photos.
How many prints are you selling? Like, are you making bank, or is it still getting off the ground, or what?
I mean, it's still kind of, I still don't think I have the exact, like the right clientele or whatever, the people that would be interested in buying them. I mean, I know I've sold quite a few, and I sold I think it was I can't even remember a 70 by 80, like a big print. Shipped that to Indiana to one of my best friend that passed away from an overdose, his cousin. So.
That's a big print.
Yeah, it is a big print.
Wow, I am scrolling through your work right now, Austin, and I gotta say, amazing. Like, everybody who's listening, please go check his work out. It is just fantastic.
Hang on. We can do something here. Hang on. Just give me a sec. What am I doing here?
Much better than the first ARG photography I went to. That one, I was like, oh man, this is beautiful work, man.
Thank you.
Okay. I can put it on screen here somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Here, I can do this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is music going to play? No, there we go. Check that out. So this is all, wow. Where do you take these pictures?
I mean, a little bit everywhere, honestly. I mean, mostly I'm stuck in Ohio, just different places in Ohio.
So you have a license then? Like you got away from that high speed chase and like you got your license back and stuff. So you're traveling. You must be traveling a little bit, like unless this is your backyard. And if it is your backyard, I'm really, really jealous because this is some beautiful work, man.
No, it's not my backyard. I haven't got my license. My license is still suspended until December. Again, it's back to having a wonderful support that's willing to go out and do things like that with me and allow me to take pictures.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool, man. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end, man. Before we go, what is your TikTok name? Where can people find you?
My TikTok is MacDaddyG, MacDaddyG 28. My Instagram is actually the same.
Okay. And you are on Facebook too, just Austin Greene with an E.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I think unless there's something else you want to say, like, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with tonight?
I think that's all.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight. We appreciate you sharing your story with us. And take care, my friend.
All right. Thank you.
All right. That's it. Give us a like. Tell everyone about us. We love you. Take care.